So, you want to retire early? That's cute. But let me guess. You've been running some back-of-the-napkin math and decided that if you just stack $1 million, you're set for life, right? Yeah, no. That's like thinking if you eat one salad, you're suddenly healthy forever. Here's the uncomfortable truth no one wants to admit. There is no magic dollar amount that works for everyone. Your rich enough number depends on your lifestyle, your spending habits, your hidden costs, and whether you're the type of person who's happy with a hammock on the beach or needs a private yacht and champagne on Tuesdays. But here's the plot twist. Most people overestimate how much they need and underestimate how fast they can get there. By the end of this video, we're going to strip away the retirement myths, do the real math, and figure out your number. The one that lets you ditch the 9-to-5 while you're still young enough to enjoy it. And trust me, you'll want to stick around until the end, because the last strategy is the one the rich quietly use to cut their retirement timeline in half. Part 1. The big lie about retirement. Let's start with a little history lesson for the nerds in the back. Decades ago, the financial world sold everyone a dream. Work hard for 40 years, save a little each month, retire at 65 with a gold watch and a fat pension. The end. Cute story, but totally dead. Pensions? Gone. Healthcare? Skyrocketing. Inflation? That sweet $1 million nest egg your parents dreamed about? Now it buys about as much security as a wet paper bag. Here's the reality. Your grandparents could retire on $300,000 because their house costs less than a used Honda today. They had lower living costs, slower inflation, and no $8 oat milk lattes every morning. Today, $1 million isn't the luxury safety net people think it is. It's a maybe if you're frugal safety net. And yet people still parrot $1 million like it's a golden rule. Why? Because it's a round number. It sounds safe. It feels achievable. But in 2025, using $1 million as your retirement target is like showing up to a snowball fight with one ice cube. You're gonna get wrecked. So if the magic million is a myth, what is the real number? And no, I'm not just gonna throw random digits at you. We're about to pull out the actual math, and it's way simpler than you think. Part 2, the math behind freedom. All right, time to face the calculator. But relax, this isn't one of those math problems that gives you flashbacks to high school algebra. No X's or Y's here, just one magic number, 4%. The 4% rule explained without boring you to death. Here's the deal. The 4% rule basically says you can live off 4% of your investments every year without running out of money for at least 30 years. It's based on something called the Trinity Study, which sounds like a religious cult, but it's really just a bunch of financial nerds who studied retirement portfolios. Here's an easy example. You've got $1 million invested. You withdraw 4% the first year. That's $40,000. Each year, you adjust for inflation. As long as your money is invested in a smart mix of stocks and bonds, history says your portfolio survives even if the market crashes a few times. Why this matters for early retirement. The 4% rule isn't just about math. It's about reverse engineering your number. Here's how you do it. Figure out how much you want to spend every year in retirement. Multiply it by 25. Boom. That's your target nest egg. If you want to spend $40,000 a year, $40,000 times 25 equals $1 million, the classic target. Want to spend $80,000 a year? 80,000 times 25 equals $2 million. Analogy for the 4% rule. Think of your retirement fund like a giant apple tree. The apples are your annual income. The tree is your investments. If you only pick 4% of the apples each year, the tree stays healthy and keeps producing fruit forever. Pick too many apples, say 10%, and you risk killing the tree. Now you're stuck eating dirt for the rest of your life. Why the 4% rule isn't perfect? Okay, let's keep it real. The 4% rule isn't some perfect magic spell. If you retire at 35, you might need to stretch it out longer than 30 years. If inflation goes wild, like 2020 to 2024, 4% might be too high in certain years. And let's be honest, life throws curveballs. Still, it's the best starting point to know your number. And before we continue, when you finish watching this video, go back and watch our series on the journey to financial freedom. We've created specific videos to help align you with your goals to build true generational wealth. And as always, make sure to subscribe to the channel and consider becoming a member to always stay updated. All right, so now you've got the math, but here's where things get tricky. Your lifestyle will either shrink or explode that rich enough number. And the difference between retiring at 45 or working until you're 75, yeah, it's hiding in how you answer this next question. Part 3, the lifestyle factor. All right, math nerds, we've got your number, but here's the plot twist. That number can double or get cut in half, depending on how bougie you want to be in retirement. The two retirement camps, frugal fire versus fat fire. Let's talk about the two main types of early retirees. 1, the frugal fire minimalists. These are the people who say, I don't need much to be happy. Give me a hammock, some instant noodles, and a Wi-Fi connection. They're all about keeping costs low, like a modest home or tiny house. Traveling off-season with budget airlines, cooking 90% of their meals, their rich enough number way lower, maybe $500,000 to $1 million depending on spending. The upside? You can hit your number faster. The downside? You might have to pass on some luxuries like, heated seats. 2. Fat fire, the comfort chasers. These are the type of folks that say, I didn't retire early just to clip coupons for the rest of my life. They want a big home in a nice neighborhood, international travel whenever they feel like it, dining out at places where the waiter doesn't hand you a QR code for the menu. Their rich enough number, higher, often $2 million to $5 million plus. The upside? You live large. The downside? You'll probably work longer to get there, unless you're stacking high-income skills or businesses. Here, just imagine this. Frugal fire version of vacation. Booking a $500 flight with 2 layovers to Bali, staying in a hostel, and bragging about saving $200. Fat fire version. Private villa in Bali. $10,000 business class flights, and still bragging about getting an extra dessert for free. So, pay attention now because I got a quick lifestyle self-test I want you to do. Ask yourself, do you enjoy buying nice things or just having them? Would you rather retire 10 years earlier with less or work longer for more? Can you survive without daily Starbucks? Or does that thought physically hurt you? Your lifestyle is the multiplier or divider of your retirement number. Want more? Work longer or earn more. Want less? Spend less. The math is easy. The discipline? Not so much. Okay, so you've got your lifestyle figured out, or at least you think you do, but here's the part almost everyone forgets. The hidden costs that sneak up and eat your retirement alive. And trust me, these are the ones that can take you from sipping cocktails on the beach to Googling part-time jobs for retirees. Part 4, hidden costs that can wreck retirement. So you've got the math, you've got the lifestyle, you're feeling good, and then bam, life hits you with a bill you didn't see coming. Welcome to the wonderful world of retirement curveballs. 1. Healthcare, the silent bank account killer. Here's the thing. When you're working, you don't realize how much your employer's covering for you. Once you retire, surprise, you're footing the entire bill. In the US, healthcare costs for a couple in retirement can easily be $300,000 plus over your lifetime. And no, that doesn't include luxuries like dental, vision, or replacing that weird mole you ignored for 15 years. 2. Taxes, because the government wants in on your retirement. You thought you'd escape taxes by retiring? Cute. If you're pulling money from 401ks, IRAs, or other taxable accounts, Uncle Sam is still your roommate, and he always eats more than his share. You need a tax strategy before you retire early. That means knowing which accounts to draw from and when. 3. Inflation, the sneaky pickpocket. Here's the deal. Inflation doesn't just make your groceries more expensive. It makes everything more expensive. That $50,000 a year lifestyle, in 20 years, it could cost $80,000 or more just to keep the same standard of living. 4. Lifestyle creep, the luxury trap. You retire, you have time. Suddenly, you accidentally take 5 vacations a year. You need the nicer car. You start saying yes to every brunch invite. 5. The oh-crap expenses. You know exactly what I'm talking about here. The roof leaks, the car dies, your kid moves back in. Or, in my personal favorite horror story, you have to replace your air conditioner during a heat wave, and the repair guy charges you like you're buying a small yacht. These costs, they will happen, and if you don't have a buffer, they can derail your whole plan. Retirement isn't about hitting your number once. It's about protecting it for decades against everything life and the economy throws at you. All right, enough doom and gloom. Let's flip the script. You've seen the risks. Now it's time to figure out exactly how to calculate your rich enough number, down to the dollar, so you know when you can finally say, I'm out. Part 5, how to calculate your rich enough number. This is the part where people usually zone out because they think it's complicated. But I promise, if you can order a pizza, you can calculate your retire early number. The steps are basically the same. And yes, it's just as satisfying. Step 1, figure out your annual retirement spending. Here's the magic question. How much will it cost you to live the life you want without working? The easiest way? Look at your current spending. Subtract anything that won't be there in retirement, like commuting, work clothes, student loans. Add anything you'll spend more on: travel, hobbies, spoiling your dog. Here, let me give you another example. Current spending, $50,000 per year. Subtract $5,000 in work-related costs. Add $10,000 for travel. Retirement spending goal equals $55,000 per year. Step 2, multiply by 25. This is the 4% rule in action. $55,000 times 25 equals $1,375,000. That's your target nest egg for a 30-year retirement. Step 3, adjust for early retirement. If you're retiring in your 30s or 40s, you might be looking at 40 to 50 years of retirement, not 30. In that case, either lower your withdrawal rate to 3 to 3.5%, or increase your target number to give you more cushion. Example, want to be ultra safe? Use 3.5%, $55,000 divided by 0.035 equals $1,571,428. Yeah, I know, it's oddly specific. Step 4, add a safety buffer. Life happens, roofs leak, markets crash, healthcare bills show up at the worst time. Add 10 to 20% extra as a buffer. Our $1.37 million target? 15% equals $1.58 million target for maximum peace of mind. Step 5, factor in other income sources. Not all your money has to come from investments. Do you plan to work part-time, have rental income, collect a pension, or Social Security? Every $10,000 per year in extra income lowers your needed nest egg by $250,000, using the 4% rule math. Your number isn't just about saving, it's about designing a retirement lifestyle and building the mix of investments plus income that funds it. So now you got your number, but here's the million-dollar question. How do you actually hit it without waiting 40 years? That's where we break out the fast-track strategies the rich use to leapfrog the rest of us. Part 6, fast-tracking your retirement wealth. Okay, you know your number. Now let's talk about how to get there before your hairline files for early retirement. 1. Increase income first. Worry about frugality. Second, frugality is great until it's just rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. The easiest way to speed up your retirement, make more money. How? Learn a high-income skill. Copywriting, coding, sales, investing. Start a side hustle that can scale. Negotiate your salary. Seriously, people leave tens of thousands on the table because they never ask. Here's an easy analogy for you to understand clearly. Cutting out Netflix saves $15 a month, increasing your income by $1,000 per month. That's like replacing a garden hose with a fire hydrant to fill your retirement pool. 2. Save and invest the gap aggressively. The money you don't spend is the money that builds freedom. Target a 50% savings rate if you want to retire in under 20 years. Automate investments so you don't forget to contribute. 3. Invest in assets that work while you sleep. Warren Buffett once said, "If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die." Here are some assets that build retirement wealth fast. Index funds and ETFs. Low maintenance, high growth over time. Rental properties, passive income plus appreciation. Online businesses or digital products, high scalability. 4. Avoid lifestyle inflation, like it's a scam email. Every raise you get, bank it. Don't let your expenses creep up just because your paycheck did. It's the silent killer of early retirement dreams. Think about it this way. Lifestyle inflation is like a subscription you didn't sign up for, except instead of $9.99 a month, it costs you 10 extra years of work. 5. Use windfalls wisely. Tax refund, bonus, inheritance. Don't blow it, invest it. Each lump sum you put into your portfolio is a time machine that shaves years off your retirement date. I need you to understand this clearly. Retirement is just a math problem with two levers, how much you earn and how much you keep. Pull both at the same time and you're moving twice as fast. All right, we've handled the numbers, the lifestyle, and the strategy. But here's the truth no one talks about. Retirement isn't just about money. If you don't get the psychology right, you might find yourself rich and completely miserable. Part 7. The psychological side. Here's a retirement plot twist nobody tells you. Getting the money is the easy part. Figuring out who you are without a job title, that's the hard part. 1. The "I'll be happy when" trap. So many people grind toward early retirement thinking, once I hit X dollars, then I'll finally be happy. The problem, if you're miserable now, money alone won't fix it. You'll just be miserable on a beach instead of in an office. 2. You need a purpose, not just a plan. Humans aren't built to do nothing. You'll need hobbies that challenge you, projects you care about, a reason to get out of bed that's not just checking my portfolio. Because let's be real, retirement without purpose is just unemployment with better branding. 3. Beware of the mini-retirement depression. Let's start with the facts. Studies show people can feel lost after leaving work. No structure, no goals, no deadlines. It can mess with your mental health if you're not prepared. Here's an easy fix. Plan your time as much as you plan your finances. 4th, social dynamics change. Your friends? Still working. Your social circle? Probably used to seeing you in a work context. Early retirees often have to find a new tribe of people who are on the same schedule, or risk spending their days alone while everyone else is in meetings. Let me give you a golden piece of advice. Retirement isn't just a number in a spreadsheet. It's a full lifestyle shift. If you don't plan for the emotional side, you'll end up restless, even if your bank account is stacked. Here's the truth. You don't have to wait until you're old and tired to enjoy life. You don't need $1 billion, you just need your number and the guts to go after it. The people who retire early aren't always the smartest, the luckiest, or the most connected. They're the ones who know their number, protect it, build it faster by making intentional choices every single day. And while everyone else is grinding for decades hoping for someday, you can be living your life now. The sooner you figure out how much is enough, the sooner you stop working for money and start letting money work for you. If you're ready to retire early, just comment the words, "I will be rich," to affirm this mindset. In fact, we've figured out the perfect way to build wealth even on a small salary. We break it down step by step here. Just click the video on the screen now and we'll see you in the next one.